else has happened here.
Maybe this is about revenge.
We find zip ties, toy guns, and a blow-up doll.
Can this get any stranger?
Who's really behind all of this?
And they get an email confessing to the crime. Did we all get this wrong?
That was a look at the new Netflix docu-series American Nightmare, which shows the horrific ordeal of Denise Huskins and Aaron Quinn. In 2015, they were victims of a horrifying home invasion and kidnapping, only to then be accused by law enforcement and the media for staging a hoax. Aaron and Denise are still with us. Denise, before the break, we were talking about what police were doing to Aaron and the psychological torture. I should let our audience know, and this I say with a warning, you were raped twice. Mm-hmm. You were tortured. And I look at you now, and I marvel at how brave you are.
Thank you.
And then, to be met with hostility by my own profession, the media, and by police of saying you made it all up. As bizarre as the details may seem, that you were accused, it's so wrong. That's a small word for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for 2 days, I believed that I would be killed. And I had to make peace with the end of my life, but at the same time, I had to keep fighting. And the thing that kept me going was thinking about my life, thinking about Aaron, my family, and my career as a physical therapist. And that kept me motivated to try to survive. And I was really still in shock when I was met with disbelief and accusations and really being attacked by the police. They were threatening me with prosecution. I couldn't understand. And the fact that they went on national news so quickly just to destroy our reputations, and we couldn't return to work. We couldn't really walk outside the house without being recognized and being thought of as these horrible people.
There's a lot to the story that you will read in the book, but I should tell you, this was a random attack on you. The individual was caught. Matthew Muller was arrested for a similar home invasion. He was a former Marine. I think he'd gone to Harvard, and he is now serving 40 years in prison for this attack on you. But you still have so many unanswered questions about why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to fully get those answers. He was originally, from what he told us and what was written in the kidnapper's emails after I was released, that this was intended for Aaron's ex-fiance who had lived in the home, but we haven't gotten any answers as to the truth to that.
Coming up, more with Denise and Aaron after the break.
Coming up, the huge defamation lawsuit filed by Denise and Aaron. Plus, we'll meet the police deputy they call a hero for helping to crack the case and clear their names. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We are still with Aaron, Quinn, and Denise Huskins, a couple at the center of this Netflix true documentary series. It's called American Nightmare. It shows the home invasion and kidnapping that forever changed their lives back in 2015. Their book, Victim F, From Crime Victims to Suspects to Survivors, takes us deeper into their experience. You wrote the book because I know that even though there was a TV special, the docu-series, there's so much more that you wanted people to know, Denise.
Yeah, the details involved in this case are astounding. So we really wanted to make sure that we were able to write a book from both of our perspectives so we could really take people with us along the journey of not only being victims of a violent crime, but then of false accusations. So it was really important for us to show what it's like to overcome something like this. It doesn't just end with the crime.
Claiming your power. It
Right.
doesn't end with the crime. I know in 2016 March, you filed a defamation lawsuit against the city of Vallejo and its police department, and you were awarded $2.5 million. The police also issued an apology. We did reach out to the department. They did not respond to our request for comment, but some of the individuals involved in the investigation ended up getting promotions.
Yeah. The detective Mustard got Detective of the Year that year. Has continued to get promoted.
Aaron, this is not just a story of questionable decisions made by law enforcement. There was one deputy, Misty Carausu. Her job was to process the evidence when this suspect was arrested. And she did her due diligence and worked hard. What was her role in helping, I guess, to get authorities to look at other things other than you?
Yeah, because the police weren't looking for the kidnappers, they were allowed to attack another family, and that's another tragedy that this family had to suffer from Matthew Mueller attack him. And he fled the scene, and Misty was able to connect him to our crime by finding out long blonde hair on goggles that Mueller most likely used on Denise. And therefore gave us a reset that people actually realized that this crime did happen, and that we were victims of this horrific event. So she saved our lives.
Yeah, I mean, she could have stopped at that crime, but she knew that there was another victim out there, and so she was determined to find.
We have joining us Deputy Carausu. She joins us from Skype at her sheriff's office in Dublin, California. First of all, congratulations. Last month, you were promoted to lieutenant. I know that this became not just professional work for you, but I read that quote where you said they were calling this woman a liar on national news, but I just wanted to reach through the computer and give her a hug and say, I got you.
Yeah. I'm sorry. So when I found the blonde hair and I did all the Googling and just watched Vallejo PD say what they said on TV, and I noticed that Denise had blonde hair, I immediately knew that the hair belonged to her. And I just knew that I was going to help her in some form of another to make it so to show that she wasn't a liar. And we should never do that as law enforcement or media, to call somebody a liar. So it was nice to know that I was going to be the one to help her, because that was my job.
Wow. Thank you so much. And I should note to our audience, you have the book, but your life, you are thriving. You have beautiful children.
Yeah.
And you have people cheering because you have survived a nightmare, but you have been empowered through the help of a good police officer and your loyalty to each other. So thank you so much, Lieutenant. Thank you. I just appreciate you. I know it's not easy. I've watched you tear up many times, and Aaron here. But thank you for your bravery, and thank you.
Thank you.
And Tam Fam, it is, you can watch docu-series and have their own place, but there's nothing like hearing someone's story in their own words. And this is the story I think that you should read, and it is a story of true survival. You're all going home with a copy of